Hey again, it's another Age of Empires 4 replay. This matchup's going to be me as the French versus my opponent King Chess 09, also playing as the French. This is going to be the map Mountain Pass. It's a good map for turtling. If a wall goes up in this middle gap here, then both sides pretty much have the option of, well, really the side that built the wall has the option of teching up and building to their heart's content. But I had previously played Abbasid on these maps and found that my opponents would simply tech up, get knights, and storm my base. And a bit of a spoilers on this match, that exact same thing happens here, even though I decided to switch it up and play as the French. So primarily for this match, I want to learn from my opponent because I really liked the build that my opponent went with. So let's get a little preview of a build that I'm hoping to do in the future. Looks like my opponent goes with 2 scouts, grabs up some sheep, and the only buildings my opponent is going to prioritize: gold, a house, and then straight to the... Looks like lumber camp and house to follow, and he's got people rallied to the stone. It looks like my opponent is really wanting to go stone. Let's see when he decides to time his stone build. And it looks like he has a house queued up. Okay, there we go. He could be a little bit more active with the scout. There we go. He's got 4 villagers on the school cavalry. And there's the mining camp. Looks like maybe when the school cavalry's halfway done. Nice move there. He garrisons his villagers, kills my scout. He's going to try and grab these sheep. So now he's just rallying people over to the stone. Looks like he gets 3 on stone, 4, and sends the people who were building the school cavalry back to the sheep. So we've both teched up to the second age. We have super similar builds. He's got people on the stone, whereas I have a mill and I'm trying to get professional scouts. My thoughts were, well, we'll do a little battling in the center with our royal knights, but actually I'm going to make a few scouts and then hunt deer down on the map. My opponent, however, he's keeping 4 on stone. It looks like now he's rallying villagers to, let's see. He's getting some more gold. Notice he's got 5 on gold, 4 on stone, 10 on sheep, and just 4 on wood. I don't think he actually puts more on wood. He sticks with this. And it looks like the first thing he's going to spend his stone on is a sort of first section of a stone wall. You can see he's still got about 200. He just spent the rest of it to finish the wall. He's using his 3 Royal Knights and his scout to pretty much get my forces as far back as possible. Do a little mis-microing here. Would have loved to take out that scout. He's charging into my base, but notice all he wants to do is scare me off. And he's stopped production of Royal Knights. He wanted just enough to scare me away, which is the right move. It's smart of him to only make what he needs. And now he's sending his villagers, who finally finished off all the sheep. He's having them just head over to a nearby deer camp to hunt deer for food. He finishes his wall. Me, I'm like, okay, well, the wall's there. I'm going to play for a late game. I'm going to get a barracks, archery range. I'll get a blacksmith down. But really, I'm getting the blacksmith down to get siege engineering to try to put a little pressure on my opponent. So the blacksmith's kind of serving as a short term. I'll get a siege engineering and put some pressure on him, but also late game I can get more upgrades. He uses his stone and the wood that he has just been chopping away at but not spending at all to make a second town center. Now later on, I'm also going to make a second town center, but it's impressive my opponent goes for it so early. He knows the moment this stone wall goes up, he can get away with something greedy like making this second town center. He's got 6 on stone. I think he's rallying villagers to it, perhaps. And he's getting more wood. And now he's going to the third age. He's done it by having a huge amount of villagers on food and a solid 6 on gold. You need to remember 6 on gold is probably what you want during the feudal age. He's not making any more military units, and he's rushing his villagers over to start repairing this wall. That's smart because he's got the villagers to spare. He's probably up on me in villagers. I have 44. He has 49. So it's not awful if he commits some of his villagers to repairing this wall. Fortunately, I can take some shots with my archers and maybe get some kills here. They can repair all they want, but at least I'll get some kills. But this is a really slow going. It's buying him time by repairing it. He's only lost 2 villagers, and he's making spearmen because he knows that, well, he can see a little bit of what my army looks like. But the spearmen are cheap. So he's just going to make those. As Royal Institute, I'm not sure why he made this part of his build. When I looked at the, oh nice, he took the boar carcass down here. When I looked and watched this, he never got any of the French upgrades. So I'm not sure why he went with this as opposed to the guild hall, but we'll see. Military production, all he's got is his Royal Institute, or his School of Cavalry and his barracks. He's just making spearmen and knights. But this is the key move here. He puts down a keep. He sees my army coming. This is a pretty crucial time. He sends more villagers over to construct it. All my opponent's going to try and do is engage enough to prevent me from killing his villagers. Though I do target fire them with my archers. But once the keep's up, I have to get out of here. Unfortunately, I'm really slow on pulling my troops back, and I don't really control them all that well. So this keep with all these villagers in it are just dealing tons of damage. And it's not like my opponent put down this keep as a last-minute defense. He put it down because I think he planned his build around it. Very interestingly, he is building stables all around his keep. He's doing this because as the French, keeps have an enhancement to them. Archery ranges and stables near keeps have unit costs reduced by 25%. So now he can make these royal knights at a much cheaper price. So it's 112 food, 80 gold. Without the discount, it's 140 food and 100 gold. So now he has the keep influence. He's got the School of Cavalry, which increases the speed stables produce units. It's wild. He is producing cheap royal knights as quickly as he can. And I didn't have very good vision of this. If you look at my vision, I don't know that all these stables are down. I know the keep's there. I don't know anything else. And so my opponent just spams these royal knights. He can make them 5 at a time. He's got his blacksmith up so he can start upgrading. He's starting to take basically every food option on the map. And as is often the case when both opponents tech to the castle age very quickly, he just goes knights. Knights are just such a good option when you and your opponent have quickly made it to the castle age, because they likely don't have the multiple barracks that they need to, and they likely don't have the upgrade to veteran research done, so they just can't fight off all of these knights. So that's my plan. I'm definitely going to try out this build in the future. Wall off, keep, build stables around the keep, and just get those knights out. Anyway, hope to see you next time, and hope to have a replay of me doing this strategy in the future.